Imagine that you are enjoying a live broadcast from your favorite idol, feeling close as if it were just the two of you, then suddenly someone knocked on the door. That's what millions of ARMY experienced when Jungkook was engrossed in live. Suddenly his interaction was interrupted by a knocking sound that made him stop. His expression changed drastically, from relaxed to confused, then turned into an unexpected surprise. Who about? A very familiar voice finally sounded, Jungkook, and the camera captured a figure who is none other than aka Kim Taehyung. His spontaneous and unannounced arrival immediately flooded the chat with expressions of surprise and crying. However, this brief moment of meeting is not just an ordinary greeting. Behind his warm smile, Taehyung slipped a message that made the hearts of the ARMY around the world flinch. "I miss you," he said in a soft but meaningful tone, which was directly addressed to Jungkook. The simple sentence was like a shock wave that pierced directly into the feelings, not only because of their legendary closeness, but also in the context in which each of the BTS members is focusing on their solo projects. The message felt like an honest confession of pent-up longing, a confession rarely expressed so openly in public. The impact is felt immediately. Jungkook, who is usually confident, blushed and fell silent for a moment, trying to process both the surprise and the emotional message from his best friend. The live chat was initially filled with OMG, and Taehyung turned into a sea of writing, "I'm crying, and this is so pure." The moment quickly spread like a virus on social media, with the video clip being tweeted and reeled thousands of times in just a matter of minutes. Fandom is broken. Some cried with emotion, some smiled with relief to see that their bond was still very strong, and some were moved because the message, "I miss you," seemed to represent ARMY's feelings to all BTS members who were on separate activities. This brief incident was not just a surprise visit, but a valuable reminder that despite the hustle and bustle and distance, their bond as a family remains irreplaceable. The excitement continued even after Taehyung left the room. A still dumbfounded Jungkook sits in front of the camera, his eyes glazed over. It's always like that," Jungkook muttered in a trembling voice, as if talking to himself as well as to the ARMY watching. Taehyung has his own way of making things feel complete. The words just slide off, revealing the depth of the friendship that has been building since they were teenagers. What makes this moment even more touching is the timing of its arrival. The live took place right on the day when Jungkook accidentally revealed that he was feeling a little lonely. "Sometimes the studio feels so big when it's alone," he said earlier in the broadcast, delivered with a bitter smile that was captured by the ARMY's most observant. Taehyung, who turned out to be following live from the beginning, came right at the moment when the longing was at its peak. This testifies to the timeless sincere attention and busyness. The message, "I miss you," also turns out to have a deeper meaning than expected. Hours after the live, ARMY investigators discovered that the day was a significant date for the duo. Exactly 7 years ago on the same date, they first recorded a duet together. This little detail, which Taehyung remembers, turns his arrival from a mere spontaneous surprise into a reminder of their long journey. Not just a momentary longing, but a longing for memories, for an important, irreplaceable part of their life. The effect is like a wave that continues to propagate. ARMY shared a clip of the moment with the caption, "This is called soulmate." In fact, the hashtag #AlwaysTogetherTaehyung was trending worldwide for hours. Many confessed that they could not stop crying, not only because of their meeting, but because of witnessing how true bonds can last through the dynamics of time and distance. In a world that often presents celebrity friendships as superficial, this incident is clear evidence that some bonds are irreplaceable, pure, sincere, and lasting. Now, that brief moment in the live stream has turned into a kind of modern legend among the ARMY. It is no longer just a viral clip, but a symbol that a sincere bond will never fade by time or distance. That in a fast-paced and fragmented life, there is always room for a loving surprise, for an unexpected visit capable of driving away loneliness and reminding us all of the meaning of a true friendship. And perhaps the biggest message of all is to ARMY themselves, that the love they see between these two BTS members is real, and that it is a mirror of the same love that connects the 7 members as one family forever. the impact also penetrated into music. In a subsequent Wever session, Jungkook leaked that he was working on a new song. Shyly, he admits that the mood after Taehyung's visit inspired him to create a new melody. It feels like the warmth that suddenly comes after the rain. He tried to describe the abstract feeling. This recognition led ARMY to speculate that we might hear traces of this emotional moment in Jungkook's solo work in the future, transforming a simple interaction into something lasting through art. Now, a few weeks after the incident, the moment is still alive. Whenever Jungkook starts a live, the chat is always filled with questions. Will Taehyung come again? Although the surprise was not repeated, the hope was still burning. The most beautiful legacy of this event may not be in the surprise itself, but in the space it creates, a space for longing, for emotional honesty, and the recognition that even at the height of success, all we need most is to know that there is someone who misses us and is willing to knock on our door at any time.